Why, hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to my stream last night. I hope that you liked watching. We're going to be doing your makeup readings now, so if you got a reading, your timestamps are down below next to your name. I'd like to mention before you click there that when it comes to the future, please remember that tarot is unreliable. I do personally believe it's the most likely outcome though, so remember, that's my personal belief. You don't have to have the same belief system as I do, but if it feels right, then you're welcome to adopt it. And without further ado, I will see you guys there. Thank you again. See ya. Hi, Vicky. You said happy Friday, Rod. I'm not sure what you were asking exactly, but I'd love to do a little general reading. Let's see what energies that you're working with right now and what you need to know. Oh, I'm so glad that I saw that. I almost pulled it upside down again. Let's see. What could Vicky need to know for their highest good right now? What star energy are they working with? Ooh, I like that. We do have some Pluto energy in the first house with Gemini. You may be going through an identity shift right now. The first house has to do with your personality, your ego, your appearance, the way that you present to the world, and the way that you describe yourself, right? Like, hello, my name is Vicky and I am an artist. Maybe you're shifting that into, hello, my name is Vicky and I'm a professional artist, you know? We're really upgrading, we're really maturing, but we're also being a bit more flexible. I see this because Pluto does represent transformation. It means death and rebirth. It's change. And then next to that, we do have Gemini. Gemini is very flexible. Gemini is very adaptable. So it's not uncomfortable. It's still a comfortable shift. And in my opinion, because of the Pluto energy, it's an upgrade. So I see you recognizing your own worth. I see you understanding just how important it is on how you present yourself to the world. First impressions, titles, appearances, all of that stuff are gonna be a big up the air energy for you for probably the next, I wanna say the next 2 weeks, but you're going to see changes in how you describe yourself in the next month. I just feel that way. You know, maybe in the past you would say like, man, I'm lazy, or man, I don't work hard enough. But then you're going, you know what? I work really hard and it's okay if I take breaks every now and again. You know, it's that kind of stuff where you're like, you know, I actually see who I am from a more mature angle. Okay. Oh, look, the Six of Wands. How I present myself on the stage of everything. We also have the Chariot card. Look at that, look at that. That's the upgrade. Emotional wellness in the Eight of Cups, letting go. Exactly. Spirit wants you to know that you're realizing what it is that you want to be known as. And it's in alignment with your highest good. It's who you know you're meant to be. And when I say meant to be, this shifts, right? We're meant to be many, many, many things. But I feel like you're recognizing what the thing is for you now. And having that intention is going to give you a lot of freedom. It might be a little bit scary. Like, for example, I really struggled with the title VTuber for a long time. I never really thought that I fit in with them. Yeah, I play games, yeah, I like anime, but I just wasn't into the same things as VTuber fans. I didn't really like the concept of Oshis. I didn't really go to anime concerts. I never even really went to anime conventions, and I definitely didn't stream any games. I was only streaming spirituality content. But then I realized, wait, I can be a VTuber and carve out my own niche. You know, that isn't something that I have to deny myself. It's something that I can embrace. And so there are titles I see you embracing that you are empowering within yourself. So where once I was like, yeah, I'm a VTuber, and it felt kind of weird, felt a little off. Now I say it proudly, I'm a VTuber that carved my own niche. I'm a VTuber that made myself unique, right? And like, you can be a VTuber and do this. You know, you don't have to play video games. You don't have to just do what everybody else is doing. And so that's what I see you doing, following your true north. I would be very interested, Vicky, in to know what your north node is, because I do see you going in that direction. I actually learned recently that my north node is in Libra, that I really need to accept help in my life. I really struggle with help. I need help, but I never want to ask for it. And And so I actually made a big shift in that direction for me, but I wouldn't be surprised if your North Node was in Gemini or in Cancer, you know, something like that. Because the Death card is here again, Pluto energy, we're changing, we're shifting. And your advice card is the Magician. Get particular about what you want, especially if it inspires you. Who do you want to be? Now is your time to carve that into your being, into your essence. Because the way that we describe ourselves really does make our reality. You know, I don't think people would feel comfortable as they do coming to my streams and getting readings from me if I didn't proudly say, I'm a professional psychic. This is what I do. This is my title. And for example, let's say that you are an author and you're like, man, you know, I write on the side. I'm not really good at it, but I like to write and I don't know. And you say, no, wait a minute. I'm an author, you know, that kind of stuff. All right, I'm gonna leave it there, Vicky. Thank you so much. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring. And remember that you're never alone and you are loved. See you later. Bye-bye. Hi, Peachy Coffee. It's good to see you again. Oh, let's put the orange since you're peach. Hi, Ron. I feel like there's been a lot of change, and I was wondering if I could get a reading on what's coming in / what is changing. Yeah, that's really fun. You know, I just did star energy for Vicky. I want to do it for you too. I'm really feeling the astrology. Let's see what we got. Ooh, Libra. We also have the 4th house as well. Oops. Oh, where'd you go? There you go. As well as some Mercury. So Libra represents balance, and it also means delegation, and it's being able to trust your community with a lot of, I say trust. It's more like communicating what you need. I'm feeling that energy because we have the 4th house. This is roots, family, the home, our ancestry. It can also be our maternal line, but we also have Mercury energy, and this is our intellect, our logic, the way that we think, the way that we communicate, all of this stuff. And so the reason I was saying, you know, how we delegate what we need to others and the people that we trust, I think that this is what you are going to explore. How to communicate clearly your needs. And this could be difficult, asking for help, asking for aid, you know, falling where you need to. When I say falling where you need to, do you feel safe? You know, this is a question I want to ask you because this is what I'm feeling intuitively. And I'm trying to translate the energy, but also, you know, trust the dice here. Do you feel like you have people you can rely on when the going gets tough? And if you say, yeah, I do, but it doesn't feel very comfortable, you are being invited to, and you will actually see a lot of growth in feeling much safer in your community, in your family, because they're going to communicate to you their needs as well as what they can do for you. It's almost like let's say that you get sick and you can't pay your rent. And for the longest time, you're just ashamed, you can't tell anybody, it's super scary. But you know, you're on the phone with your mom and you say, you know what, Mom, I'm really embarrassed, but I can't pay my rent because I was sick for 2 weeks and I didn't get any work. And so, you know, your mom goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And you think like, oh, you know, my mom's poor. My mom would never do that for me. Or, you know, I was just opening up to her. She didn't even say she'd help me. I don't feel safe. And I don't feel like I have someone to rely on. But then she calls back to you maybe a couple hours later or a day later. And she says, you know what, sweetie, I pulled some things around and I reached out to your father or your aunts and uncles and we can help you. Don't worry, we got this. You know, this is the kind of energy that I see you encountering the next couple weeks. I say couple weeks. I always try to look a month out, but this is what I see happening. Now, that's just an example of the energy, right? That's not to say that specifically will happen. I don't want to manifest you getting sick, but there's a reliability in vulnerability. I'm seeing you being open to soon. I also see a lot of people being vulnerable to you as well. Okay. Look, the 7 of Cups. I don't know what to do. I feel lost. The Star. But I have faith and I have hope. I know there's light at the end of the tunnel. I just don't know where it is. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles. And in time, I know that I'll figure it out. Your challenge is insecurity. It could be financial insecurity. This card can also mean illness. Like I said, I'm not trying to manifest you getting sick or anything like that. But if you do need help, I see you not, having the courage to reach out and your community helping you in that way. And I say community, I mean the people that love you, people that care about you. It's almost like you tell your best friend, I'm not feeling well, and then they show up at your door with your favorite coffee. It's that kind of stuff. Your advice card from Spirit is a Chariot card to trust that you're on the right path, even if it doesn't feel like it. You're going in the right direction. You're meant to experience these things, and if you feel lost, that means that you should open up your heart to curiosity. Ooh, what can I find? I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm excited to see what is. And so the Seven of Pentacles is here. It might be a little bit slow. Yeah, just a little bit slow paced for the next month. And I feel that way because it's like I said, we're kind of getting down to the basics where we feel secure, where we feel at home, where we feel at peace is a major question right now. And I think that we're gonna work on the basics before we take any major leaps, any major kind of trust falls or anything like that. So it's really good. I see you feeling more grounded and more secure in the next month, and that is something worth investing in. And it might last a little bit longer than a month, just a little bit, a month to a month and a week. I don't know, they're telling me that because I was seeing 11 and I was like, what, 11 months? And they're like, no, 1 month, 1 week. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, let's see, what's something that you might encounter soon? Ooh. Yeah, we had some cards jump out and they are in the reverse. Yeah, like I said, I think unexpected shifts in regards to like our home situation. And like I said, I'm not trying to manifest this, but you might feel really fatigued. You might catch a cold or something like that. I just feel like that could happen. So just know it doesn't have to. It doesn't absolutely have to. Just make sure that you are resting as much as you can, relaxing as much as you can, washing your hands, drinking water, right? I recommend doing meditation. That's really good for keeping your mind, body, and spirit healthy. Activates those positive genes, you know what I mean? So just, keep it chill, keep it safe, and you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. Just take it one step at a time. One step at a time. Da, 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 da. Thank you, Peachy. Thank you. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hi there, Kenna. Thank you very much for coming to my stream last night. I hope that you like your little reading that we're gonna do for you today. You said, please give me some advice on my current relationship. I'm looking for a different perspective. Currently, things are going really well. I'm just curious. Yeah, I'd love to do that for you. Let's see what star energy spirit wants you to know that we're working with between you two. I like that. Let me put the let's see. Okay, we have the 12th house. This is the shadow self, the unconscious. You are really exploring your inner self, your inner world. You might be doing a lot of child work as well. Maybe you've been exploring the way that you grew up, what you were taught a relationship is, exploring how that aids you and how it harms you. For example, a lot of people grow up thinking that, I need to do all the housework because I'm a woman and I have to do the taking care of and I have to do all the sacrificing, and that's something that we really have to heal, this kind of overdoing for our partners. And I feel this as well because we do have some Cancer energy. Cancer is known to be extraordinarily motherly and empathetic. They are the mother energy in the Zodiac signs, and we're actually coming up on Cancer pretty soon. Yeah, we are, aren't we? Up in July. July is Cancer season. And we also have some Mars energy. So this is about drive, taking action, having courage. So just know we're going to be healing a lot in terms of our femininity and how we can feel safe around the masculine in that sense. So what does that mean? Oh, what were the women before me taught to do, and how have they failed? And how can I make sure that that's different in my relationship and feel safe instead of afraid around my partner? So I don't know if your partner is like a man or not. I'm just saying, like, maybe we feel like we are overgiving. Look, we even have the lovers at the bottom here. And I would keep shuffling because they told me to. Having a bit more balance between the energies and really exploring if that's something that you feel is helping you or aiding you, right? Like, oh, am I pushing too much here? Do I feel like they're giving back to me? Is there reciprocity? Do I feel like they're growing at the same rate as me? Are they communicating to me their needs? Am I communicating to them my needs? Are those being met? Very, very deep questions that are very emotional, but also very practical in a sense. It's because we do have Mars energy, because Mars says, I want to see it. I want to have physical evidence that you are doing it. I want to see that you've taken action, you've taken time, and that you invested energy in some way. And when I say investing energy, this doesn't necessarily just mean that I'm planning dates and I'm taking out the trash and stuff like that. You want to see every day what actions they have taken to evolve the relationship or to heal the relationship. Okay. That's what we're working with right now. Look at that, the 10 of Pentacles. There we go, baby. There we go. Look, the good news is that because you are exploring, and by the way, this actually does mean ancestry, our roots, our family. This is really coming into question. Very, very much so. And I do see you healing a lot of karma in regards to any sort of ancestral wounds that you might have. And when I said ancestral wounds, remember how I said like, oh, the women before me, they always end up divorced, or the women before me, they always end up being taken advantage of. You know, it's that kind of stuff that I see you learning how to swallow and also put down and heal. And I see you taking a lot of action towards it. And just know that this is leading you to success in your relationship. And we saw the Lovers earlier. This is a relationship that is going to teach you so much. And the Four of Wands means happiness. It means celebration. It means I feel supported. I feel like they're showing up for me. So this is really good. I think both of you should do a lot of exploring on how you were raised and what expectations you have for the long-term future. And when we have this more in alignment, like we're making sure we are on the same page. What do you expect a boyfriend to do? Even if you've been together for years or months, if you have this conversation, it'll be extraordinarily relieving, okay? You'll feel very, very healthy afterwards. It's its own medicine. You may have a lot of past memories come up, you know, childhood wounds, and so will they. I think that they will experience it differently though, and men usually do. If it is a man, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to assume. I just know most, right, like only 10% of people are queer. Like, yeah, I'm not trying to assume, but I can generalize sometimes. If they are a man, a lot of times they don't realize that it's a childhood wound. But the way that you can figure it out, if it is if it triggers them. Figuring out what is triggering them can help you kind of dig past some of those layers. And same for you. You know, it's the same for women. It's just sometimes men kind of struggle to be aware of it. Not because they are dumb, but because they don't feel safe to. You know, they didn't grow up in environments where they were safe to kind of talk about how they were hurt. Unlike women. Yeah, your challenge is your sadness. You might be feeling a lot of worry, sadness, and like fear bubble up, and that's okay. Cry in your partner's arm. What I used to say to my partners all the time, and I've dated mostly women, which is why I also don't like to assume. I like women. I always would say, tell me what's hurting you so I can kiss it better. You know, tell me what's going on. I want to prove to you that I can help, that I can heal you, that I can be there for you. Anytime there's an issue, it's an opportunity to prove that you mean something serious with somebody. And so preface your conversation with conversations, because there's going to be a lot of them in the next, Spirit's telling me like the next 2 to 3 months. There's going to be a lot of conversations that are heavy. And always remind them, you know, what you put in is what you get back. You say to them, tell me what you've been suffering from, and I want to prove to you that I can make it better. And they'll do the same for you. Yeah, advice is the Emperor card. Be steadfast and take action on what it is that you need. It's okay to be the initiator in this case, because I feel like this is going in the right direction. All right, Kenna. that's what I see. I hope that you like that. Thank you very, very much. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring, and remember that you're never alone and you are loved. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hi, V! Thank you very much for getting a little reading from me again. It's good to see you back. You said, hi, Ron. I've been seeing a lot of signs about communication with R. I'm curious when communication will happen and what will happen when it does. Thank you. Yeah! Let's see what the star... I've been enjoying doing the little dice, so I want to see what we got. What star energy are we working with in regards to this question? Let's see what we got. Okay, we do Saturn energy. We also have some Scorpio and the second house. So the second house has to deal with value material, the body, finances, assets, stuff like that. And Saturn is about karma, limitations, sometimes obstacles, things in the way. But Scorpio energy does mean there is a shift here, but it can also mean emotional intensity. So I'm not sure what your relationship is with this person, but I will say, in my opinion, there's a lot of emotional weight attached to communicating with this person, making it difficult for both of you to communicate. And when I say emotional weight, it could mean that you're super nervous or you are very attached to like making sure that you talk to them right away. Or, you know, like I said, I don't know if it's like a reconciliation kind of energy or if you have a crush on them and you just want to talk to them more. Whatever the case may be, there is some energy blocking it in regards to emotion. It could mean that they're going through a tough time, or maybe they are, you know, emotionally entangled into something else. Because the second house implies that there is something very valuable to them emotionally that's blocking the energy, which isn't a bad thing. It isn't a bad thing. It just means that that's there, and that's okay. Let's see what we got. Princess of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Two of Wands. Okay. Yeah, alright, I'll say this, and I believe I've told you, I might have told you this before. I tell this often to people. If you want to communicate with somebody, I usually say just leave the door open and don't force it. Whenever we try a little bit too hard, it pushes them away, right? Imagine this. There's this little kitty, and you love the kitty. You wanna pet the kitty. You wanna give the kitty food. You know, all of this stuff. But if you come too quickly, they run away. Or if you yell at the cat, they run away. But if you just set some food out, sit down, wait patiently, they'll come to you. And that's the trick here. I see that we really need to allow to take a step back and just open the door, set the stage for success. Because yeah, there's something about wanting it so much that we're kind of pushing it away energetically, and that's really normal. I see this happen a lot when it comes to trying to manifest something, trying to bring something in that you'd like. Now, how soon will it be? I will say it doesn't seem too soon to me, especially with Saturn, but I don't see you doing anything wrong. I don't see you doing anything wrong at all. I just think that we need to take a little bit of a step back. Your advice card is a Prince of Swords, and that should be okay that we're still learning. We're still learning, and that's all right. The Hierophant is same old, you know, it means what has been happening is going to be a little bit consistent, but there is a shift in the energy later. So that doesn't mean that they won't talk to you. It just means that it's a bit further away, especially with the Hierophant, and as I mentioned before, the Saturn energy. Now the Hermit represents I'm alone, I'm going within. The Seven of Swords means I have some sort of miscommunication. I've read something wrong. I have a belief that isn't true. The Queen of Cups is healing, and the Five of Wands is sort of like, stressful. It's, what the heck? It's being overstimulated, that kind of stuff. And so to me, I think that once you, and if you've already done it, great. But if you haven't, there's an energy here of what I communicated may have been misconstrued and miscalculated, which is why things are taking a little bit longer. But like I said, if you just have a crush on this person and you haven't heard from them in a while, and there's no past history, it could mean that, you know, first impressions weren't super great, or they are going through something on their own that's really sticky. And we have to wait for them to heal, because there is a lot of drama and the energy too. This also has Saturn attached to it. So gonna leave it there, V. I hope that helps. I can't really see when. Well, actually, you know what? Let's see if this is still in the cards for us. What does Spirit have to say about communication? Which is so funny. I'm actually going to be doing a communication spell for one of my fans later. Which I've told them the same thing too, that you could do a spell to unblock the energy to make it a bit easier for things to communicate, but they still have free will, you know. And you can also energetically put the idea in their head, like, oh, maybe I should reach out to them, but that doesn't mean that they'll do it. Like I said, even spell work, it's just setting yourself up for success. So I'm just doing it for them as a gift. So, all right, let's see what we got. Ooh, the tool, either or energy again. Yeah, I think that it will happen. I mean, it could go happen two ways, I see. Just because of the 2 wands. The Queen of Pentacles is here, and this has to do with relaxing and taking it easy. The Chariot means just allowing the universe to do its thing. And the 4 of Wands is a coming together. And so I don't want to say right off the bat, like, yes, it'll happen this way. Because the 2 of Wands, especially since it came up twice now, does mean that the possibility, the timeline isn't quite set in stone. So it could happen soon, but it could happen a little bit later. It depends on what... Yeah, it depends. I wonder what it depends on. I think it has something to do with this emotion that they're holding on to. Sorry, now I'm just being nosy. Yeah, there's another person they might be involved with. That doesn't mean like it's romantic, though I will admit to you, sometimes the Ace of Cups, it does mean it's romantic. Oh. Okay, the Two of Cups, okay, I'll admit, the Two of Cups does mean a romantic entanglement. It doesn't have to be, I guess it doesn't necessarily mean 100% that they're a couple, but it does mean that there are some emotions there. Good news for you though is that we're letting go of them. You know, the 8 of Cups is I'm letting go, I'm releasing. It depends on this other person. And I was feeling that way earlier, but I didn't want to say it. So I don't know if that's what you want to hear. I might be wrong. Obviously, take it with a grain of salt, but I hope that you enjoyed it, V. Thank you so much. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring, and remember that you're never alone and you are loved. See you later. Hi, Bianca. Thank you very much for getting a little reading for me, and thank you for your patience. You said, hi, Ron. Can I get a love reading for the energy between Daniel and I? Yeah, I love love. Let's see what we got. I've been rolling the Zodiac dice for people, so when I do that for you, what star energy do you have for Bianca and Daniel's spirit? Thank you. Ooh, the first house. Identity. We also have Cancer, which is like motherly, emotional energy, very compassionate, very empathetic. We also have some Mars energy, which can be about desire. I will say, when it comes to your energy, very attractive. Very attracted. I wouldn't be surprised if something starts to spark soon. Just because the first house means personality, our ego, our appearance, and seeing the Cancer energy, they see you as somebody who is very, I don't want to say motherly, because I don't mean that in the like, oh, you know, you look like a mom. It's an energy of, oh, there's a maternal, I care about you, I'll be there for you, I listen to you kind of energy. And seeing the Mars, that's very attractive. You know, Mars is all about like, oh, let's see what happens. Like I said, it's desire. It can be about taking action and being very driven. It can sometimes mean, there can sometimes be an energy of possessiveness though. So you might notice that their exes are in the past. They've been really attracted to very, very giving feminine energies. So be careful there. Take a little step back and see if that's the case. Let's see what we got. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and the King of Wands. Yeah, dude. They're I don't want to say they're the aggressive type in like the negative sense, but when they want something, they're not afraid to go for it. And I do see you running into that in the future, you know, seeing them display their traits of being confident enough to go forward with something. Whatever you're picking up emotionally, you're right on the money. Your intuition is very tapped in, very high right now, with your advice being the High Priestess. They're telling you like how you're feeling is right. You know, don't overthink it, don't overanalyze it. Those gut feelings, there's something there that they want you to listen to. Now, Spirit's advising you right now because the challenge is the Prince of Wands, and this is to enjoy yourself. And the Prince of Wands has a sense of freedom, a bounciness to you. Don't try to force anything here. Just enjoy yourself and see what happens. I also think that the Prince of Wands is telling us like, hey, don't make any major commitments yet. Kind of see where things go, because like I said, you might not be super attracted to how aggressive they can be. I feel like they are, even if you don't see it now, they have this kind of, I like to feel like a man. I like to feel very macho kind of energy. And sometimes that gives people the ick. And so yeah, the King of Wands is very, very masculine. It's a double fire energy. Fire is all about passion and, as I mentioned, aggression, but it's also very creative, very ambitious. It can be very good, you know. It's giving Aries. It's giving Aries. So the Knight of Pentacles is here. This is slow and steady wins the race. Maybe you've been looking for love for a long time. Maybe you've been talking to them for a long time. But I would say for now, don't put all your eggs into their basket, even if you super like them. Just because I do feel there are things that you were picking up on energetically that you just haven't seen yet, evidentially. Like you just know it in your heart, you know it in your gut, you feel it in your soul, but your analytical mind is like, oh, maybe I should give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's not so bad. I would look, just because we have Cancer energy here, what is their relationship with their mom, with the women in their life? And is it a positive one? There's something to be said there. Okay. That's what I see, Bianca. Thank you very much. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring, and remember that you are never alone. You are loved. See you later. Bye-bye. Hi there, Kirby. Thank you very, very much for getting a little reading from me. Let's see what you roll. Let's see if you said anything in the private section. You did! I'd like to see if I improve at art soon, or find more love, and then I do now. Aww, I love that. Or if you accept multiple, I'm honestly just wondering if I can make some friends soon, just so you know. Oh my goodness. That's really cute, Kirby. Thank you for trusting me with this reading. I love these kinds of readings. Let's see what the energy is astrologically, some star energy in regards to your practice becoming a better artist. It's all a journey. You know, when I look at my art from 6 years ago, I'm like, oh. So, you know, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. Ooh, good news! Pluto energy. You're getting better every day. Change is on your side. We also have the 8th house. The 8th house is all about transformation as well. We're growing, we're transforming, we're changing, and we're doing it through sheer, I can do this, you know, belief in yourself. Leo energy is here. This is about confidence. This is being ambitious enough to be consistent. This is an energy of, I love to do it. It gives back to me. It makes me feel excited. And so just know, having double change here, as long as you are, especially with Pluto energy, you know, Pluto is a very magical energy, as well as the 8th house. So if you are putting your heart into it, your soul into it, and you can feel the magic behind it. When I say the magic, I'm talking about the fulfillment of expressing your soul. That will really push you, especially when you share it and other people can feel a connection to it. Ooh, my music. There we go. Sorry. Let's see, what's the energy around art? Let's see what else we got for tarot. Look at that that Leo energy. You're like, I know I can do this. I feel it in my heart that I will be good at this. Notice how she has the moon behind her. The moon represents the unknown, the unseen. There are things she doesn't see yet. She just intuitively knows and loves herself enough to keep going, keep pushing, because she knows she deserves it. I will say the Five of Swords is here. Maybe feel this energy of, man, nobody's really looking at my art, or I don't really feel supported by my family or my friends. I wish that I had a bit more recognition. That's gonna be your ego talking. It's okay, it's normal. It's also very common for Leo energy. When you make art and you don't get like the recognition that you want or the praise that you want, it can be a bit disheartening, but as long as you keep going and improving, you'll get the recognition you know you deserve. We have the Nine of Wands. This is persistence, this is perseverance. I recommend getting books that you can learn from, watching videos. I know you know this already, but really going by the book and having some sort of teacher, somebody to look up to, is going to change your art so much. Do it in small little bits. This is something I've struggled with because I'm still learning art too, right? Like, I made everything you see here, but I know I have so much room to improve. We all do. We can always get better. Try not to just rely on references. Have a teacher, whether it be a YouTuber or a book or an actual teacher. It's gonna help you so much. The Nine of Wands is about I'm not giving up, and this is persistence and perseverance, as well as a battle well fought. So the more that you keep going, the more you're going to improve. Obviously, practice makes perfect, but change is on your side. Remember, the more that you do this, the more that you will get better. Your challenge is the Seven of Wands, and this is gonna be your comfort zone, saying like, you're wasting your time. What are you doing? And your advice card is the Two of Cups. If you love it, why not? If you love it, why not? Who knows what will happen? Maybe it will aid you. When I was little, I was told that being an artist was gonna make me poor. But here we are now. Everything you see here, I've made myself, baby. And now I have my own business. And so it'll aid you in the future. Don't let other people tell you otherwise. Okay, let's see what the energy around friendship is for you really quick. Ooh, I like that. We have some Virgo energy as well as some more Pluto and the third house. So Pluto, once again, transformation and rebirth. I do think that maybe in the past you realized that your old friendships weren't giving to you the way that you need. Maybe they just didn't like the same things you did. Maybe you kind of felt forced to be around them because that's who was at school. But the third house represents communication, language, technology. You will be reaching out to more online communities that like what you like. And this will be very healing. You'll feel more comfortable. You'll feel more at peace. Be careful. Be very careful. You want to make sure that you're around people that make you feel safe and at home. Not people that make you feel like, you're weird. What are you doing? What are you talking about? So look for communities that are interested in the same things as you. Yeah. It might take a little bit of time, though. I can tell that you're lonely, but you're trying. The Justice card is here. This is about, I know what I need, I know what I deserve, and I want more community. Your focus is the Hermit. The more you focus on what you lack, the more you manifest it. That's how powerful we are. And so if you tell yourself all the time, I'm lonely, I don't have any friends, nobody likes me, you make that your reality. So tell yourself, genuinely, say, I'm fun. I have something interesting to say. There are people who like my interests. There's a community out there for me, and just know that you'll find it. You will. All right, I'll leave it there, Kirby. Thank you very, very much. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring, and remember that you're never alone and you are loved. See you later. Hi, Steven. Thank you for getting a little reading from me. I hope that you like it. I hope that it's a positive experience. If you do see something you don't like, just know you don't have to accept it. It's okay. Just take it with a grain of salt. But I always do my best to be as honest and straightforward as I can. And I do believe there is a deeper message. Okay. You said, hi. I've always been wanting to donate and really support you. Oh, thank you, Steven. Thank you. Your streams have always been so calming for me. That being said, I've been going through a lot lately, and I've been wondering, could I have a general reading? Yes, of course you can. Thank you, Steven. We're gonna see what star energy you're working with. See what spirit wants you to know. I also like drawing you a spirit card, so we'll do that too. Libra. You also have the 6th house and the moon. The 6th house is about health, wellness, work, service, healing, and routine. Sorry, I know I have it all in my head. We also have the moon, and the moon is about emotions, instincts, habits, and moods. And then we have some Libra energy. Libra is all about finding balance, communicating clearly. It's also an energy of looking at things analytically, seeing what is rather than what you fear it to be or what you hope it to be, just simply the facts. So we have some factual energy coming in, conflicting with your moon energy. And I see you wanting to heal, wanting to grow, wanting to find more peace and have a sense of safety, you know, a normal that just aids you, that heals you. A routine that says, I'm going to get better. But it can be hard, especially if we're struggling with balance, if we're struggling with getting our emotions and our analytical mind in check. You may find that your emotions kind of perpetuate this negative belief system. But the 6th house says to me that you're aware of this. Like, you're very conscious of how your mind kind of tricks you into believing things. Because the moon can also mean the unknown. It can mean things that we don't see, the hidden realms. And it's like, yeah, I know that there's something deeper below the surface, and I'm trying to get there. It just seems very, very slow. And that slow process is making it hard for me to see the growth, like to see that I am getting better. Because you are, you know, the 6th house is here. I am getting better. I'm growing as a person. I'm understanding things. But the moon says, no, you're not, because you're crying. And then your analytical mind goes, oh no, I'm crying. I must be getting worse. But really, you're getting better. Okay, let's see what I got. And the reason why I say this is because we're clearing things. And I like to mention this to people when we're super emotional. That's our body's way of releasing stress. And if you have stress built up, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. And so if you find yourself super emotional, try to tell your mind, because your mind might be telling you right now, oh my gosh, I'm too emotional. How could I do this? I'm too much for me. I'm too much for my loved ones. When really you should be saying, because your mind is so powerful and it can dictate your emotions, you should be saying, it's okay to cry. I need to let it out. I'm making space for more healing. I'm making space for joy to come in. If my energetic body is just full of this grief and sorrow and sadness and loneliness, I have to let it go. And crying and being frustrated and getting upset, that's your way of releasing that emotion. So just allow it. It is helping you. It is helping you. Don't fight it, embrace it. Okay. So look at the 8 of Wands. Yeah, dude, you're fine. You're actually doing really well. And you don't even see it. That's so interesting. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, that's fucking crazy, dude. Your challenge is the moon, and then the King of Swords, which is this energy. That's so funny. And then Spirit says, but actually you're healing. That is actually crazy. Yeah, your analytical mind and your emotions are kind of hurting you. And your spirit is saying to you, it's okay, you're fine, you're growing, you have to experience this. If you're frustrated, that just means that a boundary was crossed and you know you deserve better. Every time you get angry, that means you know you deserve respect. All of these things are teaching you something, and you just can't see it right now just because the energy is a bit cloudy. But once you're alone, and I feel like this happens to you, Stephen, you take a step back, you know, you get out of the energy of your family, you get out of the energy of your friends, of school, of work, and you're alone, especially if you're not looking at TikTok. You have this realization like, dang, I have all the answers and I know what to do, and I know what's best for me, but can I do it? You know, that's the question. Do I have the courage to actually live the life that I know is best for me? Because I know it. My soul's telling it to me very clearly. But I don't want to disappoint my family. I don't want to disrupt the community. I don't want things to be weird. I don't want to be a burden. You know, all this fun stuff. And so that's kind of what we're battling. But just know you're going to choose you at the end of the day. There's no other choice. In time, though, be patient. Be patient in time. Okay, that's what I have, Stephen. I hope that you like that. Thank you very, very much. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring, and remember that you're never alone and you are loved. See you later. Bye-bye. Hi, Unicorns Real. What's up? Or Marie. Hi, Marie. How you doing? Thank you very, very much for getting a little reading from me, and thank you for your patience. I hope that it's worth the wait. You said, hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Thank you for the opportunity. Will I get the funding for my new business, a grant or loan, functional medicine, and bioenergetics? Oh my goodness, that's so great. That's so cool. Oh my god, here I am, just like giving little readings. I have a different job that I'm trying to career. I love that for you, Marie. Thank you for sharing this with me. I'd love to tap into that energy for you. Thank you for trusting me. Let's see what we got. And wow, I really want to ring my little bell. Thank you so much to my guides and Marie's guides for aiding us in this divination. We would like to tap into the energy of their new business. Let's see what star energy we got. Fourth house, that's really good. The fourth house has to do with the roots, the family, the home, and material stuff. We also have the south node, and this has to do with comfort, habits, karma, patterns, and past life energy. And then we have some Aries energy coming in as well, and this has to do with being driven and taking action and having courage. So I will say that as long as you are sticking to the basics and doing what you know works, I think that you'll do well. You know, the south node means that this is already a beaten path. I don't want to say that like everybody and their mother is doing functional medicine and bioenergetics, but it does mean that there is like somebody's done this and has been successful, and they have sort of a blueprint that you can learn from. And wherever that blueprint is, maybe it's online, maybe it's somebody in your family or somebody that you know, they can really, really help you, especially when it comes to you getting the help that you need when it comes for like a grant or a loan. Now, the reason that I say this, there's a blueprint, is the fourth house is roots. It means ancestry. It means this is the past. Something has happened, as well as the south node, and that can help you when it comes to like making the right decisions to get what you need. Okay, so that's the star energy that you're working with. Let's see what you got. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. A period. Really good, very golden idea. The moon says that we're still kind of working out the initial things. And I was feeling a little bit of this energy too in the south node. I was a little bit nervous to say anything because I didn't want it, because I was like, oh, what if we get something positive? I will say that it might take a little bit longer than what you would like to get the loan that you want. For example, let's say I want a certain amount and they're only willing to give you half, or they're only willing to give you like 3/4 of it, but you're like, man, but I really, really need this specific amount. That'll hurt. I feel like it might make you feel a little bit lost as well, but you're coming up as a Wheel of Fortune. This is like, I have $1 million idea. I know that this is going to work for me. I've done the math. I've looked it up. I've read the books, I've talked to people, I've gotten advice. I know that this is a really good pivot for me, and I'm looking towards the future optimistically. I just think that the vision that you have, and so the vision that you have and where you are now, in the middle, because we have the moon, and we also had these energies, it's a little bit lost. It's like, I know I can get there, but how to get there, it feels a little up in the air. And I will see that we will have to face some mistakes before we face some solutions, but it's not bad. Let's see what's challenging you. The Lover's card, choice. Advice, the Four of Pentacles, another 4. So we might be seeing 444 if you like that. I don't know. Something about the number 4 feels important to you. When I saw the 4th house, I was like, I feel like the number 4 is important. But the Lovers means that we have to choose something that's in alignment for our highest path. And since we're asking about, will I get the funding that I need for this grant, for this loan? The Lover says, yes, but not in the way that you would expect it. So we'll get the money, we'll get the materials, we'll get the assets that we need, but it might not come in the way that you expect, especially with the 3 of Swords. The 4 of Pentacles means that we need to save money. I know it's not fun to hear. The 4 of Pentacles means wait it out, Take your time. There could be something that happens. I don't know why. I'm feeling... Obviously, you know, we're in a really unstable time economically. We're in an unstable time nationally as well. That could have something to do with it, just because I was feeling that way. I don't have a better way to say it other than intuitively. I do think that waiting just a little bit longer could be good, just because 4 Pentacles means stay put, save your money, get your things in order, get your ducks in a row before we take a big risk, before we walk through a certain door. It's almost like we need all of the pillars before we're ready to lay down the foundation. Let's see what we got. What is deterring us? Why do we get that 3 of Swords as well as that South Node? Yeah. Not the 4 coming up a 3rd time. That's wild. The 6 of Swords and the Sun. Yeah, dude. I think that you will have to rely a little bit more on your savings than you know, a specific loan, and that's okay, because I think that this will be better in the long run. Explore different options, because the 4 of Pentacles can sometimes mean the bank. Exploring different banks, different companies. The Sun is happiness, joy, success. I don't know if you have like a government EIN for your company, but that could help you as somebody who has a business account and has like a business bank. Sorry, my brain is working a little bit slow for your reading. The energy feels a little bit thick. If you look at what I was reading earlier, I was like boom, 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 here you go. But all this moon energy, all of this energy of I know I can get there, but I don't know how, is really kind of smacking me in the head, because obviously I'm in a different field, and so I can only give you advice for what I see. But I do see you having to kind of pivot a bunch, but you will get what you need. You know, the Sun is happiness, joy, success. I'm gonna get what I need, just not in the way that I had hoped. Okay, that's what I have. Marie, I hope that helps you. Thank you so much. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring. Remember that you're never alone and you are loved. See you later. Bye-bye. Hi there, Mal Mal. Thank you for coming back to get another reading. I hope that you're good. You said, hi, lovely. Can I get a reading? I've been having a bad sleeping schedule and I've been moody lately. Any spiritual advice? Yeah. Well, let's see what your spirit has to say right now. Perfect. I love this deck. I love drawing from this deck. Oh, I've been doing the star energy for everybody recently, so I want to do it for you too. Can't leave you out. Let's see what star energy you're working with. Oh, we have some Uranus. This has to do with change, shift. This is the 12th house, the shadow self, and Cancer. Oh, I know what this is. I know what this is. So Uranus is all about like, I am growing as an individual. I am changing from where I currently are. It can also mean like shifting. I'm shifting into a different frequency. And the 12th house has to do with the shadow self, the unconscious, secrets, dreams, the unknown, that kind of stuff. It's Piscean energy. And then next to that is another water energy, which by the way, Uranus also has a bit of water attached to it as well. But anyhow, the Cancer energy is all about our emotions, our heart energy, so think heart chakra kind of stuff. You are expanding in your heart energy. And when you're going through that sort of expansion, you will tend to pick up on energies that don't belong to you. And this is very common for Cancer energy and very common for Piscean energy for the 12th house. And the reason why I say is you personally are expanding is, as I mentioned, there's Uranus here. And so I feel that we need to set up some energetic boundaries. I think that would really help you. Release, doing some sort of release ritual in the meantime because you are still carrying it. There's just some dust, there's a bit of like impact from others around us. It's really getting to us energetically right now, and that's normal. That happens especially when you start to develop your psychic skills more. I had this issue when I was doing aura readings. Oh my goodness, I would do 3 of them, and then I'd be out cold for hours because the energy was just too much for my energy, right? Like it was affecting me too much. So that's something that I see you are needing to explore, how to set up better boundaries. Look, mirror. Who or what is triggering you? Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? As well as double mission, serve the world by being you. And so, my music. Sorry. The vibe. So mirror, it says, who or what is triggering you? There's something around here that is impacting you negatively. And because we have warrior woman, which she's holding a sword, and sword energy, which is Aquarian, water. Also, this can be a little bit of a Gemini energy as well. So much here about our intellectual mind. If you're exposing yourself to more concepts that have to do with spirituality, like let's say that you're looking more into past life stuff. Let's say that you're learning more about deities or spirits or auras or astral travel. These things, just learning about these concepts alone are impacting your spirit. They're impacting your energy levels. And I do think that we need to do some research on some cleansing. For me, if you need help, which by the way, this is important for you to do because I do think that you will use your gifts somehow, some way. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be reading tarot for people unless you like it. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be some Reiki healer master. If you want to, you can. That's up to you. I think those things are really fun and really cool. But you are, and by the way, this is an energy of being different. And it's funny because it says, serve the world by being you. I think that your energy is very unique, and it's very important that you're different from other people because you help shift them. And this is why you're being exposed to these sort of concepts, by the way. Just your awareness of it is actually helping other people around you, subconsciously, but also spiritually, energetically. I know this is a lot to kind of put on you, but I actually genuinely feel this way. I really do. I'm not just saying this because the cards. I'm saying it because it's in my heart, and I really do try my best to be honest. If the energy feels wrong, I won't say it. I've taken cards and reshuffled them many times. I'm like, I don't know about that. Let's see what we got. This is more earthly energy, by the way. Look, the devil. Oh my god, I was so right. The devil is a negative energy, bruh. This is negativity, toxicity, and literally what came out next to it is the 8 of Cups. Release. This is letting go of energy, letting go of people, places, things that no longer serve you. But it is a cleanse, a literal water energy cleanse. So give yourself a nice bath. Go in the shower and feel like your aura is getting washed. Feel like you are being purified by water. Something else you can do is you can lie down and you can take 3 deep, very, very deep breaths. And with every breath, imagine that the muck, imagine that the negativity, the toxicity it's traveling all the way from your limbs, from your head, from your feet, all the way up into your chest. And as you exhale, it's coming out of you. That's very important for you to do because I think you're going to see a huge difference in the way that you sleep. And literally we have the 4 swords. This does mean meditation. It means relaxation. It means release, sleep, healing, renewal. This card means sleep. Look at her. She's resting, going into the unconscious realm. And the King of Swords, it's just, you just need to educate yourself on how to heal this. And you'll be right as rain. And you'll be sleeping great again. And I mean that. I actually really mean that. Let's look up sleep meditations for you, because I think that this will get you what you're looking for. Sleep cleanse meditation. Yeah, mind body detox. That could be really good. We also have full night all 7 chakra cleanse. Those are pretty good too. I would probably try this one. Usually the ones that, oh yeah, I know this guy. He's really good. He's really good. Look up Michael Seeley, sleep hypnosis, mind-body detox cleansing, and clearing sleep meditation. It's good. It's only 2 hours long. You know, you're ready for bed, you lie down, and you just listen. And it works like a charm. It works for me. Obviously, I don't do a guided one, but a guided one could help you if you're new to it. Alrighty, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you very, very much, Mau Mau. Good luck with everything you are endeavoring. And remember that you're never alone and you are loved. See you later. Bye-bye.